firstly about thinking about individual people's jobs. Because what we know in normal times is that people are more engaged and are more productive when they have jobs which challenge them, which give them opportunities to learn and develop on the job, which give them a degree of discretion about how they work. So the opportunity perhaps to experiment, to try things differently. Now that becomes even more critical at the present time, precisely because when you're at home, potentially being quite isolated, actually having work which is stimulating, where you're actually trusted to do things, to experiment, to try things in a different kind of way, can be really, really important for motivation. As is actually being part of a team which is a team in more than name only, so that it's really sharing problems, sharing knowledge. It's a real forum for actually, people bringing their issues on a day-to-day basis. And teams work particularly well when they're empowered to make their own decisions, to plan and schedule their own work without micromanagement. So job design and teamwork are two of the really key building blocks. But it's also important to focus on what we're really measuring, how we're really telling people whether or not they're doing a good job. We've heard some managers say, how will I know if people are working at home, whether they are really working? Well, wrong question for a start. What we really need to be thinking about in normal times and now is what people are really contributing to the business, not simply when they're logging on or logging off. What they're contributing as well, as much as anything, in terms of their ideas and how they're actually supporting their colleagues in the business, not just things that can be measured on a spreadsheet. Fourthly, it's about those opportunities for people to really contribute their ideas on a day-to-day basis. Now, a lot of companies have had suggestion schemes, which work for a little while, but other companies have really invested a lot in creating platforms for people to share their ideas, new products, new services, new ways of working. And that doesn't need to stop in the current sort of situation. People can also feel quite remote in the current situation from what's happening elsewhere in the company, about decisions that are being made. So actually, it's more important than ever that those decisions are actually shaped by people, by the ideas, by the experience, by the concerns of people throughout the organization. And of course, interconnected social media platforms are a great way of actually creating connections from the senior team right the way through to the front line. And finally, about leadership. And I think leadership is such an important sort of context for shaping, or driver for actually shaping successful responses to the current crisis.